I love weapons. Who doesn't love weapons when you play a video game like Destiny? I love the new exotics, all the new legendary weapons that arrived within the Lightfall expansion, and even though the campaign has still been disappointing, well, was disappointing in my eyes, and still kind of hurts this expansion, and, well, let's just say the community has really have had a lot of backlash. There are some good things with this expansion, especially when it comes to the gameplay and to just the strand element of, the subclass itself. Now, one big thing I do like with weapons is that you never know when they're going to come and appear in Destiny. And back in Destiny 1, weapons could just appear out of thin air. And that's something that we could see right now in Destiny 2. Now, let's draw all the way back to August of 2022 when the reveal of Lightfall showcased. Of course, you got the showcase of Neomuna, the new villain, the big bad, Callus, Witness, all that type of stuff. And you got some new art, some new pre-order icons, all that type of stuff. I want to draw your attention to this picture in particular. You're going to see on the very right side a hunter using a hand cannon. I want you to put your eyes on that for a minute and keep it there. Now, if you go and play the game right now and you wanted to try to find this hand cannon, let's go and mark the spots. Now, to start off, it is not a part of Season of Defiance. I think we can all just say that off the spot. It looks more Neomoon, type technology. It does not look anything compared to the Mara, Season of Defiance type texture. And one also thing I want to clear up is that it's not the other seasonal exotic. Season of Defiance will have two exotics, the other one being the Vexcalibur exotic Void Glaive, and I made a video here if you want to know more about it. Now that is really settles everything for Season of Defiance. It really won't be a part of the season at all, and I think that was already clear. Now, Redrix, what is the next big thing? Well, that would be the Root of Nightmares raid, and here's a big spoiler. 3, 2, 1. It is not a weapon. It's not the raid weapon, and it's not a legendary weapon within the raid at all. The raid has a unique texture, I'll say, and it has a whole unique vibe with all of its weapons and the raid exotic, of course, and that is a kinetic exotic, and that is entirely different from this hand cannon. So that clears up that. Now, is there anything indicating anywhere in the Neomuna destination showing that we can get the hand cannon right now in the badge? No, because it's not in the badge at all. The gun has literally not there. There is a Neomuna hand cannon that we can grab from the terminal overload stuff, but that hand cannon does not match the same vibe as the hand cannon we see in the promo art. So it's very interesting to me, as there's only one other source that it could possibly be, which could be post-raid completion that a secret quest will go live for this weapon of some sort of being either an exotic, which will be pretty nice, or another legendary weapon from maybe a new mission like Preservation with last year's The Witch Queen expansion after the Valve Disciple raid was complete. That's a way I could see this weapon arriving, but it's very curious to me as this is one weapon which we don't know is a legendary or an exotic yet. And if it is an exotic, it makes perfect sense for Bungie to delay it. But if it's a legendary weapon that they put all over the promo art for months for it to not show up, it's very interesting on why they didn't put it in the game. Now, we know that a lot of people think the Lightfall expansion was rushed and it was filler, and to be completely honest with you, apparently a lot of the Lightfall's original plans has been moved to the final shape. I think a lot of people can agree with that statement, and if you don't agree with that statement, just go into a lot of the, leaks into, the background information with Lightfall, and you'll see originally that it was planned for the final shape expansion now. So going into that, we know that some stuff has been cut. I think we can all say that stuff from Witch Queen, maybe some stuff from Beyond Light, maybe this stuff in general from the past couple of years has been moved over to, Destiny to the final shape. Hell, Destiny 3 being even a thing, I think that was all been ripped apart from Beyond Light to the final shape of being expansions that would continue the Light and Dark saga until it's over. So it's very interesting to me that they left it here, and I know I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, but still, who would leave a weapon like this in the promo art for months for it to not be in the game? Again, it's interesting to me. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but yes, I have seen other leakers, and again, huge credit to the leakers and data miners. Please, I don't want to take credit for what they did. They are great people, and if they went in there and they found this information, huge credit to them. But there is nothing there that no one has seen. No one knows what it is. It could be post-raid stuff. But other than that, it's not post-raid completion. Then this weapon will just be the secret hand cannon from the Lightfall promo art that nobody talked about because it didn't launch into the game. That's really what this, image of this hand cannon is going to be. And I don't think Bungie really wants to go that route, as putting weapons in the promo art, Bungie, you're supposed to launch them unless they were intentionally put in for a launch date. And I don't know if this hand cannon, if it even is legendary, should be, intentionally pushed back to something after the raid if it doesn't come out. If it doesn't come out after the raid, then we're just looking at a weapon that Bungie at the last minute just said, okay, we're not going to put in the game for obvious reasons that we won't know. So that's kind of a sucky thing, and I don't like that type of stuff. So it's interesting to me what Bungie plans to do with this. We could see it sometime later in year 6, but I don't really see that. I know if you don't want any Season of the Deep type stuff, if you do, I recommend you go check out that other video. But Season of the Deep, I'll just say this has its own aesthetic in terms of the weapons, and I don't think any weapon from Season of Deep will match any of this hand cannon style, so it already cuts that out of another season's type of content, and it could be pushed back to Season 22 or 23 if Bungie plans to have a season specifically for Neomuna, which I believe they do. You know how Bungie is going to plan to talk about the Witness origins, the Witness's objective, the final shape, all that type of stuff. I think the Veil itself should get its own season and really expanding on the narrative story and making Neptune seem more as a active location, as many believe it's an empty location. I know I'm going a little bit off the tracks here in terms of just a hand cannon. I'm talking more about the story narrative, but I really wanted to close it down as Bungie could have pushed this back to a later date. There were some weapons in Destiny 1 that we may have never saw, and that's just how it was. For example, we did see Warcliffe Coil as an exotic that was supposed to arrive, I believe, in the Taken King expansion. We didn't see it for 2 years, and when it launched into Destiny 2. We know that Rise of Iron was an unplanned expansion, and we can obviously say that Lightfall is one of those expansions that Bungie wasn't going to make after they announced the final shape. So something to put in there. So Bungie always brings back weapons that they may originally plan from a previous expansion to a later date, and it's something certainly that will be very interesting if Bungie brings this hand cannon into something in a later future. I just feel like it's right then and there, and Bungie should really just say something about it. I don't know, maybe. It's just interesting to me. Again, we haven't really seen something like this, and then it doesn't come out. A lot of people have been talking about it in the Destiny 2 community. I think it's something that we should, get more people about. So maybe we can talk about it a little bit more. But again, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, it's on the game. What can you do? I just found it an interesting topic for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, then please subscribe and like, because that would mean a lot. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.